We're going to move on now and have an in-person presentation from Ana Katurić. Anna is the creative director and artist with years of experience in culture, education, and innovative exhibition and museum design. In her work, she often develops artistic, site-specific interpretive solutions for natural and cultural heritage sites, with a particular focus on the historical, social, and environmental aspects of each location. She advocates for sustainable design solutions and conscious use of materials. Anna employs a variety of media in her work, including multimedia installations, interactive and kinetic sculptures, illustration, and spatial and graphic design. Her key work in the field of museum sites and exhibitions are focused on specific topics, notably small islands, marine life, art archives, archaeobotany, and migrations. Anna, welcome, and we're looking forward to hearing your presentation with the title of The Croatian Coral Centre, Zlarin, Building the Future on Knowledge of the Past.
Okay. I'm going to present a specific project dealing with the interpretation of the red coral and the complex codependency of the man and the nature. The project is located on the small island of Zlarin. It explores codependency by looking at Zlarin history and knowledge. Second, we can go to the second slide after. It is extremely important to understand that coral is a symbol of conservation. In popular culture, it is a common reference to nature preservation. Red coral is a part of the complex world coral family. However, it is not a constructor such as his famous cousins that are building the coral reefs. Red coral is a very specific animal, for sensory precise as the stone animals because it's a colony of the small polyps. For the people of the Mediterranean, red coral has been a resource and a treasure. Global trade routes spread the coral through the world, and some embedded them in the various local beliefs. The historical apparel of the red coral lies primarily in its magical color and its origins in the depths of the sea. So next slide, after that. Thank you. Concerning the center itself, it is located on the small island of Zlarin, in between national parks and proximity to the several UNESCO heritage sites. Zlarin is a small island with only one settlement, 300 inhabitants, and completely pedestrian. The second slide. Our idea was to move beyond the traditional concept of the museum. If you are going to be on Zlarin, the worst thing you can do is to arrive like a package and lock yourself in the huge and expensive museum looking at the screens. We have shifted the concept, activating the whole island in the three scales. The small scale is the building of the museum, which works as a community space and on a certain level. The M space is a nucleus of two buildings where we have located the resident sciences program, and the large scale is a network of the paths and cycle lines, see signage posts all over the island. The permanent exhibition itself explores the concept of understanding the coral as the key entering point in changes the relationship with the nature. The concept describes the passage of time and gradual changes in relationship between man and the environment. We are starting the exhibition with in-depth understanding of the sea and the source of the life as the cause of death. On the ground floor, we have explained how people lived and understood the sea. Harvesting coral was not easy. It took special knowledge and intuition to detect coral. Through the centuries, coral harvesters improved their tools and found methods to make this difficult job easier. Croatian coral harvesters use the tool called engine. It was consisting of two pieces of wood resembled as St. Andrew's cross, with notch attacking on four ends. Harvesting coral engine was exhausting method that frequently produced no results. Sometimes taking days before the crew would find the coral. It, it was extremely dangerous. Larin coral harvesters were often losing their lives on the sea. On this floor, we wanted to explain the knowledge of the sea and coral harvested had in the period. When we were looking at the sea, we can see very basic element. Water is calm, there are waves and so on. But for centuries, people from Zlarin could understand where coral was located. Just think about it, how you can mark in the middle of the sea that is a spot where you can find the coral. They were using specific technique and it was written in the small notebook with the main visual points and references. They had this deep understanding of the sea as a live environment full of meaning and the dance as the cityscape are today for us. Because this problem was based on extensive research, development with the local community, we were able to find and present the last of these historical notebooks. The next. Um, Second floor. This is an animation that we did for how do they orientate themselves. We use the old archive documents and poetic animation, and this is this is the book that we have found in the old diver that he conserved from for the generation that was harvesting with the engine. So the second floor, thank you. So, the second floor explore the island life, the knowledge of the land, and especially the role of the woman. With the man on the sea, the woman was Larin, as many other islands did everything else, from housing, construction, agriculture, domestic and cultural life. This is a specific part of the exhibition dedicated to women who stay, the ones that have managed to ensure sustainability by diversifying sources of sustenance. It's very interesting how today manage water all together, working all community together to get it. And it was very of community work, even when the a men who went to America or other parts of the world came back home, they were doing organization. They have for corals, it was they were working all together and everything was organized really like a community. And I think it's a very important statement of Larin that community work can continue in that sense. On the third floor, we are discussing the topic. On the third floor, we are discussing the topic of building the future. For centuries, corals as many other resources were harvested in the same manner. With the technological development in the last 100 years, the battle between corals and the man, or in other words, between nature and the man, have become increasingly unbalanced. We have become explicitly efficient, and on this floor, we are opening the series of questions related to this topic. The underlying idea is that maybe we are just one very aggressive species which is going to exist itself. So we are shifting perspective with different media on the floor, and we are like, for example, in a VR experience, we are putting ourselves in this perspective, but becoming so small to see all the anatomy of the coral. However, and again, today there are association mapping traditional working resources and usual, promoting plastic-free and circular island, limiting construction and working with traditional medicine. All the activities are done with the center today and present on this floor. Last slide, please. Therefore, the last floor is a completely one. We have learned from Zlarin that everything is possible. That is a space for contemporary art, poetry, and above all, hope. The sculpture Common Breath informs us that 2/3 of Earth's oxygen is produced by the sea. Destroying it, we have effectively destroyed ourselves. The sculpture words that we breathe, and together this genetic sculpture opens. So together with our breaths, it's a kind of very meditation element in the space. So at the very end, the idea of the project is in general, and Coral Center is particular is advocate for an experiment. Could we, so next slide, please. Could we learn from and with Slarin the knowledge and adapting to living with the nature inherited from the past generation is the very core of the project. We hope that Larin is going to become hub for a new idea, intensifying to the work of the center. It is a social innovation project, and in its core. It, it is common to link social innovation with vibrant urban environments. We claim that it is easier to explain on to experiment on the island and of this scale, and to make changes starting from the islands. Through strategic planning, the idea of the project is to envision the future of the island and the model of resilient, inclusive society and values nature, foster intergeneration connection, and preserve its heritage, linking to the world through the sea that surrounds it, having simultaneously openness to the new idea generated in the understanding of tradition, knowledge, learning, and to become a source of experiment and inspiration, taking part in discussing new model of actions. Thank you.